Yeah, my wonderful people, viewers and subscribers, see, Ekona here. This important information where I could come for now this Sunday morning. This one is another episode of Igbo must to go protest that have been proposed in Lagos State. The so-called presidency are here now to play the devil's advocate. Presidency condemns hashtag Igbo must go propose protest in Lagos. They condemn it. Did they usher in or order for the arrest of the culprit? The answer is zero. When Bayo Nonoga profiled P2B and the IPOB, did you hear the presidency? Simply because this one now that Atiku Abubakar, all well-meaning Nigerians or some well-meaning Nigerians or some well-meaning politicians don't put mouth for this matter. That's why you see the so-called nonsense presidency come out now to debunk, to condemn it. Condemning is a different ball game. Calling for the arrest or persecution of that very particular person, it is not, the person is not hiding. The ID or everything about that person have been made public. Where are the DSS and where are the police and where are the EFCCs? Where is the ICPC? They are nowhere to be found because of where the person came from or what the person is agitating from. Could have been the core or the originality of the problems in this so-called zoo. Anyway, my people, I beg you, let us go to the reason why we're here. There's no time to tell time. In that regard, though, there's a very awkward development that does go to my desk now. Enforced disappearance of Biafran youths. Nigerian military embarked on a secret court-martial conviction. Sentences our abducted Igbo youths that they abducted from the southeast. They are sentencing them to prison in the northern Nigeria. Zoo, country, which way forward? But my happiness is that very soon they are going to announce the declaration of the Biafran, United States of Biafra, and all this nonsense is going to stop. Anyway, let us read in between the lines. I don't have much strength to go on frivolities. Remember, you need to share, like, comment, and make sure you subscribe to my channel because more of these videos will come in your way. The presidency has condemned those behind the hashtag Igbo must go proposed protest slated to hold in Lagos and other southwest states. Senior Special Assistant on New and Digital Media to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, O. Otega Ogra, said those calling for protests against Igbo and stoking ethnic tensions in the country are disease and dangers to the society. He noted that the Nigerians, irrespective of the ethnic and religious leaning, are united and one as enshrined in the Constitution. He called on the security agencies to move against those behind the call. It is my firm and personal belief that anyone who attempts to stoke ethnic or religious tensions in Nigeria under any guise or for any reasons is a disease and a danger to the society and should be held accountable under the law. This behavior is extremely reckless and dangerous in a society made up of over 350 plus ethnic nationalities with diverse religious beliefs. Nigeria stands as a one unified nation guided by constitutional law. When we succeed, we do so together. As Nigerians, when evil strikes, it affects all of us without discrimination based on ethnic, religious, or regional origins, Ogra said recently. Bola Ahmed Tinubu's new media aide called on Nigerians to make it a duty and report all bigots fanning ethnic hatred. He said the president cannot condone any form of bigotry and advised Nigerians to unite against the propagators of hatred across ethnic and religious divides. I plead with and urge all patriotic Nigerians to report any instances of bigotry and incendiary remarks, whether online or offline, to the appropriate law enforcement agencies. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a president and leader for all Nigerians, as he has consistently stated, and does not condone any form of bigotry. To my fellow young Nigerians, please do not allow yourselves to be manipulated by those elements who have failed and are now seeking to lead you astray to cast stones at your fellow Nigerians in the name of ethnic or religious divisions. They sit calmly in their houses and hide behind their wicked men whilst they employ underhand means to make you do their bidding. Do not allow anyone to poison your minds against your fellow Nigerians, irrespective of your or their political leanings. I therefore call on all patriotic young Nigerians of good conscience to condone this behavior, no matter which political or religious affiliation we belong to. Ogra appealed. In forced disappearance of the Biafran youths, Nigerian military have embarked on a secret court-martial. Conviction sentences abducted Igbo youths to prison in northern Nigeria. In forced disappearance, Nigerian military have embarked on a secret court-martial on the southeasterners. They are now sentencing them to jail in the northern Nigeria, captured in the southeast and be taken to northern Nigeria. The issue of unforced disappearance of citizens in the eastern Nigeria by the Nigerian forces has taken a deeply troubling dimension, and the recent reports of the Nigerian military, especially the Nigerian army, engaging in secret court-martial proceedings to convict and sentence Igbo youths abducted at various locations across southeast to prisons in the northern Nigeria, underscore the plethora of a grave violation of human rights and blatant disregard to rule of law by the Nigerian military in collaboration with Nigerian government. In recent months, there have been disturbing reports of enforced disappearance of hundreds of Igbo men and women and youths. These abductions are being carried out in collusion between elements of the Nigerian military and the army and the state secret police, which is DSS. These victims, when abducted by Nigerian security forces, get denied due process, access to family members, and fundamental legal protections, while the Nigerian army authorities continue to deny these accusations and also refuse to disclose accurate information about the fate and whereabouts of these disappeared youths held in various detention facilities in the northern Nigeria. A disturbing yet reliable report gathered by Family Writers Press International has it that the Nigerian military have begun a court-martial process in the north to convict and imprison these Igbo youths abducted and kept in secret dungeons in northern barracks. The report revealed that these court-martial proceedings are being conducted in secret without allowing these victims access to their own legal protection, family relations, judiciary transparency, or oversight. These blatant, egregious acts show the unending violations of the principles of justice and the rule of law by the Nigerian army. More so, investigations by human rights groups and eyewitnesses' testimonies reveal that these missing Igbo youths have been secretly moved from the south and detained at various military facilities in the north after their illegal abductions from the streets and highway of the southeast. Several reliable sources revealed that the abducted youths were subsequently subjected to a sham court-martial process behind closed doors. They have been summarily tried and convicted at kangaroo court-martial for fictitious crimes, with sentences ranging from 5 to 20 years imprisonment handed down to them in a worrisome development. The convicted youths have quietly been transported and incarcerated in faraway maximum security prisons located in the northern Nigeria, far from their communities and families in the southeast. The affected families and local advocacy groups express shock and outrage at this brazen abuse of power and flagrant violation of legal and human rights by the Nigerian military. They accuse the Nigerian security forces of illegally detaining and disappearing the Igbo youths solely for their ethnicity in the ongoing tensions over secessionist agitations, ethnic political tensions in the country. In a recent development, one Emeka Ngonade, male 52, was kidnapped and disappeared by the personnel of the Nigerian army on his way to Owerri from Lagos on the 10th of April 2024 and was spontaneously accused of several allegations, such as being a member of IPOB, participating and enabling terrorism activities in Nigeria. It was gathered that after reliable investigations carried out by his legal counsel, that he was moved from Wawa Army Barracks in the north, where he was later court-martialed and sentenced to 5 years in prison in the north without access to a legal representative or family relations. What is most troubling about this situation is the blatant disregard for basic human rights of these kidnapped victims involved. These abducted youths who have not been found to be involved in any illegal activities by any Nigerian court of competent jurisdictions are being stripped of their freedoms and their dignity without any semblance of a fair trial in a court of competent jurisdictions. The fact that they are being held in prisons in the northern parts of the country, far from their family and relatives, homes and communities, only adds to the sense of isolation, mental torture, and dehumanization meted on them in these faraway dungeons called cells. Again, the fact that Nigerian military, who oftentimes declare their loyalty to the democratic principles and to the constitution of zoo, to embark on these secret court-martial trials and convictions of the innocent youths abducted in Southeast in a democratic dispensation, underscore the high levels of abuse of power, disregard to the principle of checks and balances, violation of the principles of rule of law, human rights, and negligence to due process by the Nigerian military authorities. The implications of this situation extend far beyond the individual directly affected. It represents a fundamental erosion of the principles of justice and the rule of law in the Nigeria, with the military and the government colliding to circumvent legal protections and due process to victims of enforced disappearance. This sets a dangerous precedent that have far-reaching consequences for the country's democratic institutions and the rights of all of its citizens. Moreover, the use of enforced disappearance as a tool of political repression is a grave violation of the international human rights law. Nigeria has been countlessly found guilty of this act despite having ratified numerous international treaties and conventions that prohibited such practices. It is incumbent upon the government to uphold these commitments and ensure that the rights of all citizens are protected under the treaties binding on her. In the face of these egregious human rights abuses, it is essential that the international community, as well as the human rights and civil society organizations within Nigeria, speak out and demand accountability from the Nigerian military. The Nigerian government must be held responsible to account for its high-handed actions and violations of its citizens' human rights and freedom. Unless the Nigerian authorities provide answers regarding the whereabouts and well-being of these abducted and disappeared Igbo youths languishing in various detention facilities in Nigeria, Nigeria will continue to be called out for their failure and violations of both national and international laws, protecting citizens from arbitrary detention, enforced disappearance, and the right to a fair judicial process. These undemocratic actions, such as the secret court-martial trials, will continue to further undermine the trust in state institutions and fry inter-ethnic relations at a time when the dialogue is needed the most. Pressure is mounting for an independent investigation and accountability of all these complicit in this injustice, especially in the Nigerian Army personnel and other security forces. Therefore, it is advisable for the Nigerian government and military authorities to release all these victims of secret court-martial trials held in the north if Nigeria truly presides itself as a democratic country. Otherwise, if these undemocratic actions go unresolved, Nigeria will be heading to self-inflicted anarchy and subtle military takeover. The time to act wise is now. Hashtag free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. Hashtag free all detained Biafrans. From the Family Writers Press International, bringing to you this news. Hashtag Biafran Mass Exodus 2024. And hashtag Freedom or Die. Hashtag kudos to Ekpa, kudos to Simon Ekpa, kudos to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and kudos to the Biafran Republic government in exile. I'll be right back to give us another authentic news that is coming from this platform. Today, as I said earlier, it is Sunday and it's going to be fire for fire. We move. Have a nice day. May the good Lord continue to bless us all, the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Happy Sunday to you all once again. Que Messiano, my wonderful people.